We're live! Supposedly. Let us know in the comments somewhere if you can see us and hear us. Well,
yeah, we're here.
If we are here, hello, KPT Beal. Hello, Eric. Hello, Rick. Hello, V Infinity 500. Cheers. I have my monster cup here.
Canada.
Hello, Tom. We can see you. Can you hear us well? How is the sound? How is my voice, stuffed voice? I'm a little sick.
She's been chasing me around the boatyard telling me to stop working for the last week. It's a hard job.
We will get to that.
So, loud and clear. Perfect.
Thank you, BGD 940. Mike, hello. Hello, Tom. Hello, SV Siren. Hi. Are you going to say hi? Are you going to be like sitting here like a stuffed doll? Stuffed animal?
I feel stuffed. Well, we're going to wait for a couple minutes so everybody from around the globe can have their morning
Bernie,
coffee.
Bernie, you are not a rotten fish today.
Hello. Eric jumped right in here too.
Little leggy for me. Hello, Rick.
Yeah. Oh, Australia. Good morning.
Good to see you too. Good to see you too, Sean.
Bernie. Hey, Bernie. All right.
Bernie's there.
We have had one interesting 10 days, I guess.
It was an interesting month and a half, but the most interesting was the last week.
So we decided we're going to start off, then we can always jump back and forth. We decided to do this live because for the last week, one of us has been out of commission and not able to do so. If one of us can't do something, then nothing really gets done, but we just chase each other around.
Yes, if you guys also have noticed, we dropped to one video in 2 weeks, and that's mostly because we were trying to rush the boat and splash it finally and to do it as soon as possible.
Yes, because this perfectionist has to have everything set up, the light right, the airplane can't fly over, and I have to be hanging in a certain position, and then it's take 1, 2, and 3. And I'm not a very patient person when I'm trying to get something done. I kind of like put blinders on, and she keeps tearing me down. So we decided to get the videos more organized and get the boat finally in the water. Well, as all of you know, those that boaters will tell you that if you think you're going to plan something in a boat refit, think again. There is no planning. There's great intentions, there's great hope, and then there's great luck. So, and we are live on our boat, on our trawler. So this is Saturday night when all the charter boats are coming back in. So our boat's going to be rocking and squeaking and making all kinds of noises. So that's not us having 50 drinks.
Let me say hi to a couple of people here. Okay, little laggy for me, Rick says, by the way. Let us know if there's anyone else who's experiencing a strange connection.
Looking at hey, from Saudi Arabia.
Tom, wow, looking at the check-ins, you two have touched a lot of people around the world. Well, that's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you, Morris. Hello, guys. Hello, Joseph. Hello, Binter. Hello, Charles. Hello, Tom. Hello, Ed. And SV Siren Song. What means zero, like dot 30 here?
Beer dot 30 here because it's 12:30. Beer 30.
Beer 30.
So we know that in Wisconsin.
So we start?
All right. So we will start out here. First of all, thank you for all of our patrons. We have hit 27. We have a special Telegram chat channel that I post everything. Yana posts different things, even a lot of things that don't ever end up in our vlog, technical and just, hey, here's what's going on in the boatyard. So thank you, everybody, of the 27 people. I think you're going to quickly run through them.
Hello, And thank you to James, Rick, John, Brian, Terry, Bernard, Irving, Martin, D. Harrington, Phil, Jack, Kelly, ooh, Will, Michael, Naughty Clue, Perry. I hope you're here. Perry, by the way, was too early today.
Different alarm clock.
Oliver, James, and Julian, Robert, Beverly, Wayne, and Will. Thank you guys so much. And also thank you to Chell for his little PayPal present, and to...
And Steve, thank you for closing your shop and joining the boat world and leaving it all in our shop. We will have some revenge in that.
Thank you so much.
I want to quickly do one thing, which was really quite touching, is that we received an email from Tom Hunter. And this email, I feel I really have to read. I've gotten a lot of emails, but this really hit home, is that Tom Hunter said, just wanted to thank you both for your inspiration. I've been watching your videos. I'm buying an old boat. I have decided at 70, you are not too old to start a new hobby. In a rut, I lost my wife 3 years ago, and now thanks to you both, I'm going to fix up the 36-foot Trojan motorboat. Plan to learn to be a captain and learn to navigate so I can be free wherever I want to go. Thank you so much to both of you, Tom Hunter. That's really why we're here. And, you know, we've got a lot of little bumps and things that have happened, but we're here because we met so many amazing people from around the globe, and people that have come here, come to the boatyard. We've helped with boats. It's a very, very interesting community. And
thank you guys so much for watching and for leaving every comment. Know that we read them all. We always discuss, we talk about that. Thank you for all of your emails and for all of your support. Thank you so much.
Yes, yes. So I guess one of the things that we should quickly cover is running around and doing things, swinging from buildings with scaffolding and ropes. And I've had the safety harness on as we're taking the scaffolding down. And in a lot of different positions, it was not very easy. The scaffolding rusted together and the forklift didn't go high enough to take the top tier off. So I had to do it manually. And being painstakingly careful, I was able to get all the upper level scaffolding and the second level scaffolding off. And it was Sunday evening at around 7 o'clock. The guys that were helping out left. And there was one more bar that was looking like it was going to hit the boat. So I crawled up the scaffolding, removed the bar, and I was climbing down. On about 5 feet off the ground, I stepped on the forklift and my boot was full of mud and I slipped and fell. And when I fell backwards. And when I went to catch my fall, there were 5 scaffolding boards sticking out that hit me in the leg. So I fractured a rib and tore some tendons in my back. So for the first 2 days, I couldn't even walk. And laying there with the breath out of me and thinking about all this work that we did, and that fast, that work can just end. And, you know, it can be anything from a car accident to whatever. So it's kind of why we decided to do this live about 16 months in the hard, 16 months of working on the boat. And that's kind of what we want to cover, because a lot of you people out there and a lot of our people that call us and contact are selling everything, giving up the normal life, and they want to buy a boat and they want to refit it and live on the boat. So I'd like to cover some of those things, the both of us, on the pros and the cons and what has happened to us with this. But that's the injury. I am today a little bit better. I still can't bend down and pick things up. I've got to use the forklift, and you know, no matter how old you are, injuries can happen on a construction site. Injuries definitely can happen in a boatyard. So we'll cover that as we go along. But if you could, if there's some questions, kind of save them after maybe about the first 10 minutes so we can cover some questions and comments that others have had of us in the long run.
Let me say some highs. Yeah. Let's see who joined us, who else joined us. Tom, BGD, I hope you're both okay. It's Bernie. I hope you're both okay. We are. I'm a little sick. He's a little injured, but we'll get through. Tom, while looking at the check-ins, you do have that we already read. Bill, good signal in Arkansas. Nemesis, hi from Mexico City. Hello.
Hola.
Cheers.
Buenas noches.
His Spanish is, you can see. Tammy, hello. Clay, miss you guys. We miss you too, Clay. Teresa, hello from Teresa and Bill. Hello, guys. Audio breaks up. That sucks. George, Mississippi Gulf Coast here. Hello. John, hello from the John, why are you not on Telegram chat? Mark, hello, Mark. Cheers from White Horse. White Horse, that's cool. Next. Bill Rick. Hey, Time, sorry for your loss. It's for Tom and his email. Tom Hunter, thanks. Tom, by the way, is here.
Oh, great. Hello, Tom.
Who wrote the email? Hello, Tom. Smoke Dolliver. Oh, hello. Glad you're okay. Albanian, you trust fiberglass like you trust steel trawler house or rough sea. Oh, here the fiberglass versus steel goes.
Yes.
Our favorite. She can do the lifting. I can do the lifting. I was very mad with him, by the way. That's it. That was all hellos.
No, I'm not sure what was worse, the fall and breaking the rib, or dealing with my wife, who was like beat me up after getting to the boat. I had to actually crawl to the boat because I couldn't quite get up. Anyway, you know, after all these years, once in a while you have to get a poke to know that you're not invincible. And for sure, I've learned not invincible.
Not invincible, but pretty lucky.
Let the show go on. Another huge question that we've had constantly is, why have you guys been demonetized?
Yes, in the last couple of videos, you probably saw us talking about that in the last 3 videos.
Yes.
And a lot of people did ask us, so we decided to cover that here during the live, so you can hear it from us.
Being from northern Wisconsin, I've grown up with guns and grown up with hunting, and actually hunting and eating what we hunt. And so looking at traveling around the globe, I've been looking for alternate ways of maybe some protection, or at least some alternate things that are being used. So we did on All Things Boating, we did a little bit of a review on pepper ball guns and on air rifles and arrow rifles. And we were told that that's not allowed on YouTube. And then we ended up getting demonetized, which means for the life of our channel, we will never be able to get any money off of any ads. There'll still be ads. It's still going to go to YouTube. It's still going to go to AdSense, but nothing comes to us. And, you know, that's not really why we started the channel, but the Patron account has been helping out to offset and bring some cost into kind of helping out, because we want to cover our bandwidth video costs so we can continue to do this. So anyway, we are never going to be helping out, I guess, AdSense and YouTube.
And they're not going to be helping us.
And they're not going to help us out either. So, and I'm kind of a rebel when it comes to that. I don't believe that others should be deciding what, where, and why. You have millions of choices to turn the channel off or turn another channel on. And I want to cover subjects that are important to me. I've worked in Africa. I've been around the world where there's not very nice places, somewheres that you have to go. So I would rather take the chance of, you know, being demonetized and maybe giving someone some advice than to have to fit in that square box. So anyway, that's why we were demonetized. We weren't showing anything bad that I think of, but it's not up to us. You know, we don't own the channel. Use it. No, not at all. So, and we tried everything possible of ways to get around that, and we've learned that many other people that have been demonetized, it's not worth it. You know.
Yeah, you can kind of try get around about it and try register like different people and do all kinds of stuff, but in the end of the day, it's just not worth it.
And I'm running through here. I fell off a scaffolding at 93 feet.
Oh, wow.
Changed my life. Well,
I think you already wrote us a comment about that. I think I remember reading that. That's suck.
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna attach the link here so you guys can learn more about the Patreon if you click on that down below, and we're moving next. Right?
so yes, which was very good timing. I've had also people ask, how does Patron work? Because when I started this, I had no idea what it was. I had to learn. Actively, you sign up, and it's $5 to $30. And what happens is that you join our Telegram chat, which is private, and I post everything from gears to sprockets to what's going on in the boatyard. We do daily posts, sometimes 4 or 5 posts a day. There are things that you're not going to always see in our vlog, because our vlog is kind of like what's going on with a boat, and the chat is more like what you might have interest in, behind the scene topics. And then, you know, direct questions. As an engineer and a marine engineer, there's a lot of questions that come up in boat buying and boat use, and I'm more than happy to share those direct one-on-one. So anyway, it's not too difficult, and to date, nobody has, you know, pirated our bank account or anything. So it's quite a well-used forum around the globe.
That's correct.
So let's just quickly run through this. Yeah,
Yeah, YouTube sucks, exactly, but at least they give us a platform that we all can talk and
say it sucks together.
No. Albanian, any thought on the strengths on fiberglass hulls? I know you have Dutch steel. I'm just wondering things. Smoked Overview Rebellion. Justin, hi from Vancouver. Hello, Justin. 15 feet, 1993. Sorry, Clay. That was his scaffolding. Hi from Australia. Hello, Peter. Love sailing and been to Russia and Ukraine and love their women. So keep it up. Okay, we will. Edward, hello. Is the video stuck or is it just me? I hope not. Let us know if it's working fine. Oh, I also forgot to mention, guys, in order for you to be able to ask us questions and to write in this chat, you have to be signed in Google. Questions and comments that you see in the chat. If you're not signed in, you can't.
Okay. So
let's go to the topic.
16 months.
Yeah.
On the hard. I mean, that means on the hard. It means on the hard. It means 16 months that the boat was hauled out. And I just wanted to cover some things that have happened and why it's 16 months. We had thought it was going to be 3 or 4 months. And the boat was in pretty good condition when we bought it. I mean, actually, very good condition. But there's a few little things that changed our minds, and one of that naturally was COVID. We said if we're going to be using a boat for weekend cruising and maybe going 2-3 weeks here or there, it's a whole different strategy if you start outfitting a boat for your home and for circumnavigation. So added time. Also, we still had to work. We still had clients and customers and things that we had to satisfy. We still had a lot of projects to do. So the boat, when you decide to do a boat project, the boat has to take second priority. Actually, I guess third priority. You have a wife and family. You have yourself as a group and a whole. You have an income stream that has to continue. And then when everything else is all in order, then the boat gets your attention. And you can't really run into the boatyard for 2 hours and accomplish anything. You've really got to put in the hours. So, you know, any job that you contemplate doing on a boat, multiply it at least times 3. 3 times the labor, 3 times the money, 3 times the actual time. And that's if you can select all the components and parts that you need. There's maybe about 30 active projects that I had on this boat, all at the same time. And those projects had to be monitored and moved based on what was available. Now, again, what's available on a budget? Sure, you can go and order everything from West Marine and have a truck backup and everything at your fingertips, but then you may as well just buy yourself $1 million yacht. And you're still, okay, and you're still going to have to make that boat your own way. Um, I met just this past week one of the subscribers that we have met through the channel, and he bought a brand new boat. I mean, brand new. It was pimped out like everything you can imagine. And the first comment when we sat down to my boat, and I was like, "What?" He says, "Yeah." He says, "I am going through so many hardship issues with the boat. They're taking care of it. It's under warranty, but the guys that are fixing it are enjoying the boat more than I am." So, you know, a boat is a boat. It doesn't matter whether it's brand new or whether it's 35 years old. There are things that a boat requires. And, you know, I just want to say that when you're looking at buying a boat, you have to think about it as a home. Um, when you buy a house, you run around and look at a bunch of homes, you fall in love with one, you go to the bank, you put yourself in debt, and you move into the house, and now Home Depot starts. Now the furniture starts, modify the kitchen, change the bathroom. By the time you're done, you could start out with a low of $80,000, $1 million. That house then costs you monthly. So I read an article the other day. It's like $169,000 for a boat in Florida. It's the cheapest condo you're going to find anywhere on the ocean. So boating is expensive if you do it the wrong way. If you do it the right way, it's less expensive. But you know, you have to then think about the boat on its base price, the cost of refit, dockage and rent. Do you have to get other people on board to help you do things? And then you have to look at least 40 to 60 hours a week. And that's after your day job. So forget nights, forget weekends, forget holidays. You know, many times we would say, oh, you know, Christmas is coming up. What are we going to do? Well, we're
Actually, in a month, I'm getting older. And I have like a big date coming. And I said, what are we going to do for my birthday? And he said, we're going to splash. I said, that sounds exciting.
That was last year, right?
No, that was this year.
I know, but last year we said we were going to splash.
Well, that was long forgotten dreams.
So, you know, the other thing that's very important, and we were talking about it yesterday, is that when you live on a boat for 2.5 years, as we have, there's also a huge mindset change because water, weather, food, trash, pump out, repairs. Your house as the boat means that it has to be safe. And you don't have to ever wake up in your bedroom worrying about whether or not you're going to sink, hopefully. On a boat, you do have to worry about whether you sink, whether or not you're going to have a storm blow in and all your possessions are under the water. So, you know, I don't discourage anybody. To me, this is the best life I could ever imagine. And it's a sense of freedom. But at the same time, you really should talk to some people that have done it before you jump into it. They won't discourage you, I'm sure, but they're going to give you some pretty expensive lessons on how to save costs, save time, and so forth. But definitely the guys and the women that I've been helping out in the last year, they've made a decision because of COVID and multiple reasons to just sell it all and become a sailor. And you know what? Welcome to the world of us people that are kind of cuckoo. So let's jump over.
Yes.
Smile.
Who? From California, from Paul. Hello, Paul. Captain Pack, hi from Tarpon Springs. Hello. Doug, hi from Texas. Vanessa, hello from the Pacific Northwest. Hello. I would love to hear what trawlers you guys recommend for new owners. This one. We are selling it. Smile, Yana. I try. I'm a little sick, but I do my best. Bill, good evening, you two. I really enjoyed listening to you two. Hello. John, ours is 1978. Oh, that's nice. Robert, sometimes you got to just go with your gut. Justin, how did you first meet each other? Pete, hello. N, I don't know what's that. Richard, hello from Australia. Reality checks, what it costs. What happened to the guy's boat? The video glitched. Kevin.
So maybe your phone, you should make sure that it's not
Sure.
doing something like these no. Hey, you know, we get the question constantly about how we met. So it's on a couple of the other lives, the very first live. We met by strange circumstance. We both went to the same restaurant. We were sitting with a pane of glass between each other. And I was there having a lunch with my daughter, and Yana walked up and said, you know, are you her father? I said, yes. She said, well, I'm doing modeling scouting, and your daughter would be a very good possible model. So she laid down her business card and left. And fast forward, somehow client relationships turned into marriage relationships.
William is still saying that I was actually scouting him.
Yeah, that was, I can dream a little.
That's his father, that to go after.
Yeah, the modeling agency scout. So, but my daughter has fallen in love with Yana as well. I have two daughters, one 24 and one 18. They are best buddies. You know, they probably got tired of me talking about boats all my life, so at least Yana gives them some different perspective. But yeah, we met, we started boating together, we started doing everything together, and you know.
Yes, and we actually moved in onto this trawler, which is Jefferson 1980, what, 85, right?
1985.
1985. We first moved in here, and then we bought the Dawn Hunter. John is asking, you are selling the boat?
Yes, just so we're also clear, the trawler that we're on is this one right now that we're on videoing. 2 years, had the for 7 years, and the Dawn Hunter is what we're fixing up for world travel. So this boat that we're on is for sale. It's in beautiful Miami. So
Miami.
If you're interested in a condo on the water, we can send. We'll put a link down below. Somewhere. But yes, the boat is.
Yeah, sorry. You can also email us at hello@dawn-hunter.com, and we will send you some photos and some information. Right?
Yeah. So it's been an excellent boat. It's meant for going all over the islands, the Great Lakes Loop, up and down the coast. It's not designed for going to Sydney or going through the Panama Canal, etc.
Yeah, and you getting actually one of the amazing benefits is because this engineer was taking care of it. And I know he's doing.
I don't know, times I've said, why are we working on a boat in the hot parking lot, 97 degrees sun, when we have a working boat? You know, what's wrong with this picture? But my wife demanded.
Yes, I was gonna open the mouth. Yes, when we met, he already had this boat, and I said, I need sails, and he said, no way in hell. And we never argue, but that was the only one argument we had.
Yeah.
I said, then you're gonna go on this boat by yourself without me, because I'm going only on a sailboat. And he's like, I never go on a sailboat. So
yeah, so here we are, Motorsailer.
Motorsailer, compromise.
Someone, I saw a quick question, why did you guys do all the work? Well, after taking the debris out and spending time 2 days out and one full night out in the ocean, I've got so much hair on my head that naturally, you know, it really wears you down. The rain, the salt spray, all of those combined efforts. So I said, okay, I need to put a hard top on the boat and solar. And then we found out that the paint on the hull was falling off. It's why the owner previous was constantly chasing rust. It wasn't properly applied. So we decided to spend the time and do it right and do it as best we could. So we had less to do once we started running around. So, you know, we've done a lot to the boat. Some things were absolutely needed, and some things are started so that when we're sailing around, we still have a lot to do yet on the boat.
And so many things we discovered later, because I believe that's with any boat. It's there here and then. You just have to fix it. Like the steering. We never said it in our vlog, but tell about that.
Steering.
Yes, that it's all rusted.
Right. Oh, the steel.
Yes.
So sorry, I'm not hearing as well either. Yeah, well, you know, when we started chipping holes into the boat in certain places, the steel's amazing, but there were about 5 locations where it was not, and those locations we decided to cut it out completely and put new plates in rather than welding a plate over the top. Little things, but at the end of the day, we both know that boat inside out. I know if there's water coming in somewhere, exactly where it is and why, and how to fix it. And you know, I would suggest anyone that need to do shakedown sails, you need to live on the boat, you need to feel it, you need to know when you're sleeping at night and you hear a strange sound, why that sound's there and where is it coming from.
Well, I don't know how he does it, but somehow he does it. If like sometimes something is squeaking somewhere, and he's like, "This is not right." I said, "How do you know this squeak from that squeak?" He's like, "Because I know this boat. I know that something is wrong."
So, and I see a lot of people here with the comments that you guys do own boats, you are traveling, you are sailing.
John is saying that once he gets our sailboat splashed, we are invited. That's exciting.
You know, it's a situation that everyone has faced. All of you here have faced. This last year, I think someone today in a restaurant said it's 1 year we've had to wear masks. Your boat is your own island. It's in your own home, and you can decide what to do and where to go and why. That's very difficult, and I'm seeing the more different channels that we watch, mooring balls are being put up, anchorages are being removed. Even here in Miami, they're removing a.
Can you see us, guys? Because it says that the connection was lost for a second. Can someone write us if everything is fine?
Can you put that up maybe higher up so it's got a better.
I don't know if it's that.
And normally if you put it there, it's going to have a.
All right.
The beautiful thing
Yes,
about being on a boat.
Yes, I can. Okay.
Okay, yes, I can. Great. All right, we move the phone, by the way, it's going to help. Oh, here we go. Now I can see it.
Okay.
So, you know, with COVID and with all the rules and restrictions, we see that a lot of anchorages are being closed. A lot of mooring balls are coming up with requirements. It looks like the world is getting smaller to the sailing community and the cruiser community. So we decided that we need to take advantage of some of these things where we can now. And, you know, the boat won't be finished. It's going to go in the water. We've got a couple of months of doing work on the water. But whatever we have to do, we're going to take off, and we're going to do it as we're going.
Yeah, that's the plan. We want to splash with the boat floating. That's the plan. And then once it's floating and splashed, then we're going to finish most of the things in the water.
So the other thing is when you're looking at boats, I've helped a few people at boats, and more, and get very discouraged in the boating community because what's being advertised isn't really what's there. What's the photographs have nothing to do with the boat that's there. And then looking at the size of the boat for the cost and what the purpose is. And I keep telling people multiple times, if Steve's here, he's going to nod his head, is, you know, buy the boat based on you, yourself, and your wife. If you're going to have crew and if you're going to train and educate people. And if you're going to go diving and look for sunken treasure, make that all be a way down the list. Make sure that the boat is what the two of you want or what you want, because it's your home, it's your castle, and it's going to make you either happy or very unhappy. So,
And people around you. First, try to satisfy yourself.
and you know, you also learn real fast when you're living on 40 to 50 feet, and some people are living on 30 feet. That's not many feet when when you're together. So you really, it will strengthen your relationship, or it probably will break it. You know, one person's going to go overboard, or you're going to be pitching in with each other. And I have to say that I've been very fortunate and lucky. Not that I have a beautiful wife next to me, but she also constantly, what can I do to help? Can I learn that? Can you show me this? So I'm very, very blessed, and I'm very happy that.
The problem, I forget 50% in a week that he tells me, unless I repeat things and I constantly do, I keep forgetting that, and sometimes he can get upset that he's like, I already told you that, I taught you that. I'm like, I'm sorry, I
That was last week.
that was last week. I forgot it. Like sometimes he throws me the line, and I'm like, how do I do it not?
Starlink is coming out with it.
Go to get well, you guys, Morris. And he said, we are welcome in Bermuda as we siren song, mobile internet, RV yacht. Justin, yes, I can. And this is all about
Splash date.
Splash date.
You know, every single day I walk into the boatyard and I go to the Coke machine or I go to the bathroom. I don't get, hey, William, how are you? Good morning, William. When you splash in the boat. When we took the plastic down, we took the scaffolding down, people started running around getting excited. They're like, oh, wow, that's what you were doing under there when you splashing the boat. Today, using the forklift, we went to get the rudder on. The rudder has gone on and off this boat about 20 times. The rudder doesn't go on today. Why? We bottom painted and primed both the rudder post and the bottom keel and the protective skeg. So an 1/8 of an inch of paint, well, actually, sorry, a 1/16 of an inch of paint changed the position of the rudder. So now tomorrow we have to take the rudder back off.
Oh, yes.
Grind all of the bottom paint away and the primer so that the metal can be sitting on metal. So even the simple things that you figure, hey, we're ready to go. So the splash date is, if I don't fall off another scaffolding or anything else doesn't happen, we're looking at Monday to test everything out, Tuesday in the water.
How about underwater light?
Monday to test everything out.
All right.
Which means Wednesday or Thursday. But, you know, it's...
well, yeah.
There's a lot. The boat has been out of the water. And for those of you that are looking at boats that have been on the hard, comes to mind is James with Zingaro.
Oh, yeah. Have you guys seen the James who's sailing Zingaro last video about him? If you didn't, you should. It's about him sinking, literally.
Yeah, it's not really funny.
It's
but
not funny,
you
but
know, it's,
yeah.
You know, when a boat has been on the hard, and even if you're buying a boat that's on the hard up on the winter time East Coast, you put the boat in the water and you spend a week checking everything and cycling it and making sure it's okay. And a lot of people dump the boat in the water, leave it on the dock, play around for a while, and then they go sailing. And, you know, boats, complex, very complex. They have multiple systems. And, you know, even if the toilet isn't working, you're not going to be hanging stuff overboard in the marina. So a simple toilet being a problem, a plug, means you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So, yes, through hulls, exactly.
John is asking when you will be in the Caribbean. And Larry is saying, I'm going to be in Florida end of March into April. I'm from Wisconsin. Would love to see you guys. Send us an email. Maybe we will be able to meet up.
We're in Wisconsin because right now...
Perry woke up. hello, Perry.
Welcome.
Welcome.
I don't trust plastic through hulls. You know, I have a couple of guys that I tit for tat. I'm in a boatyard where there's about 20 boats a month come in and out of the boatyard. And I've even designed something, broke a hole in the side, a jet ski hit the side of the boat and puts a hole in it. One boat hit the bridge and knocked a lot of problems. The reason why I selected steel is when I used to work on oil rigs, steel rusts, but it is a tank when it comes to using the boat. And when the tide goes down, you let the boat lay on its side, you can clean the bottom, and it goes back up again. There's a lot of disadvantages with steel. You have to know what you're doing, and you have to keep up with it. It's a maintenance nightmare. But you know what we plan to do, God willing, I want steel. The boat's been through 4 hurricanes, and they drag it off an island when the hurricane's gone. So you know, fiberglass hulls have their place. There's amazingly well-built fiberglass boats, and I hate to itch. And you know, if there's a hole in a steel boat, you dive overboard, you take your shirt, you jam it in the hole, and you worry about it when you get to the next place because you don't get ongoing cracks. But oh, I see West Africa. I see South Africa.
No, he worked in West Africa. John is saying. Oh,
Alan from
Robert is
South
saying
Africa.
wood is good and glass is fast, but steel is real.
Yeah, especially when you fall on it.
Alan, good to watch you both. From South Australia. You're launching on St. Patrick's Day. Well, we're launching on Sunday.
Green something. Yeah, that's true. Green Day.
What? Green Day?
Well,
Green
St. Patrick, green beer.
Oh, Green Day.
Green beer.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's there is something else that we've been doing, and I've had a lot of questions about it, and that is, why would you put an electric get-home motor on a boat when you have sails? And I have been designing and looking at a retrofit kit using automotive motors. I'm not too sold on the battery systems yet for multiple reasons, but using the motor out of a Chevy Volt or the 70 horsepower motor and creating a retrofit kit for boats. And I'm going to test that on Dawn Hunter. I have applied the sprocket drive system already on the shaft so that we can be doing torque tests, speed tests, and it also gives us a regeneration power option. And it works best with motor sails because when you have the sails up, the motor is still at idle as the water going past the hull of the boat. And to have a perfectly silent motorsailer, and in order to shut the motor off, then electricity will make the prop spin at the water speed. And with a little bit of help from the sails, it'll regenerate and provide power. So I'm going to do a lot of testing with the automotive motor, retrofitted and modified for the application. And that will then be able to be downsized and utilized on regular sailboats. It's a shame that we have almost 1 million electric cars out there, and when they get smashed, the motors and parts are on eBay for a song. For $700, you can buy a 70 horsepower motor. Now, naturally, there's a controller and batteries, but you know, it's one of those things I want to do when we're traveling. I want to experiment with, and then collect a kit for a boat, because I'm sold on electric. I argue with a lot of people, and you know, when I say sold on electric, I say on its ability to be tested from a remote location. I can turn the motor on, I can cycle it, I can run it, I can tell you that you have torque, you have power, and your motor is ready to go. So, you know, I'll let you guys know as we do that. And we also learned over this last 2 years living aboard, by having a generator die, having the batteries die, I've become a huge advocate of solar. And now I look at the battery every morning, and by 11 o'clock, the batteries are fully charged, and I didn't do anything. didn't turn on a generator. I didn't hook up the shore power. Naturally, we're in South Florida, but even on a cloudy day, 5 o'clock, the
Yeah,
batteries are charged.
you're getting plenty.
So designing and building solar systems for off-grid, offshore living, it's amazing. It's super quiet. Naturally, there's redundancy required. So if you blow a controller, you don't want to be out of power. But I've really converted myself because 2 years ago, I wasn't so sold on lithium and solar. And today, I keep suggesting to everybody, you know what, go down to a little 3 kW generator, solar the life out of your boat, and get rid of the fumes. So,
Hello
Trevor,
to Barry from City, Michigan. I was watching Sailing Dauntless here. Mosquitoes. Tom, I was watching Sailing Dauntless. He's putting Tesla batteries.
yes,
William was actually considering that, but then didn't.
you know, we have a keel cooler on our boat, and I was going to use the keel cooler for the air conditioning system. But now using the keel cooler to cool the batteries and the motor means that I'm not introducing salt water into the drive system. So in this application, I'll be using a keel cooler with a heat exchanger to cool the batteries and the motor. And the Tesla batteries, I've done some testing on it. But you know, I found that there are batteries that are, I guess, more user friendly, a little bit more expensive, but if you have a bank of batteries and 2 of them have an issue and you're somewhere in a remote location, your whole system isn't down. So I'm not only looking for an alternate, I'm also looking for something that is reliable. And you know, as an engineer, stay tuned. So
Reliable and accessible. City, Michigan here. Hello. Oh, this is we already read. Someone before that asked about the steel and the fiberglass.
yeah, I saw that, and then someone just said rusting from the inside out. And you know, our boat was built, well, because some of you may be first time here, our boat was built in Holland by DeVries Fedship. And the steel that they used is not a core 10. It's not the steel that typically boats are made of. It's a steel that has a very high chromium base. It's almost to 400 series stainless. And it's the same steel that they use in Holland for the oil tankers, the oil rigs. So you can't weld it with a 7018 rod very well. You can't cut it with a torch. Now, 100%, there's a couple of rust spots that happened, and they happen from the inside out. And it's because if you have something not connected properly, everything that I've, either the combination of a '09, a stainless steel rod, and then the 7018, but everything on our boat has been welded. So
yeah, I just have. I think I have to add that you can't really buy a metal boat unless you are familiar with taking care of metal boats. Because if you used to have fiberglass boats and then you buy a steel boat, or you hire someone who used to working on fiberglass boat, that's what actually makes those disasters happen. That's what happened with our boats. Although that at some point a lot of work with the original owner was hired out, and those people were saying to the original owner that they know how to work on metal boats, and he trusted them, and they were willing.
yeah, it's a different technique. It's and the boatyards are seeing 30, 40 boats a month coming in out of fiberglass, and then suddenly one metal one drops in. They use the same fiberglass materials. And hello, Fabio, Brazil. Oh, falo Portuguese, mais ou menos.
Is Brazil on your list? Maybe.
You know, I worked 7 years in Brazil. I went back and forth from Florianopolis, Campinas, Rio de Janeiro. Beautiful, beautiful country. You know, our list right now is to get the boat floating
In the water.
And
Raymond, hello from Italy. Hello. Perry is asking, by the way, what would you use to cut your hull? A saw?
no, actually, I tried the plasma cutters, and the plasma cutter, I would have to go to such a large plasma cutter, and I was concerned about what was happening on the inside. The complete hull of our boat is covered with glued epoxy cork, and that's the insulating factor. So that glue, when it gets hot, causes a lot of smoke in the boat, and it scares the crap out of you because you think it's going to be on fire. Everything I cut on the boat was with cutoff wheels. I tried other things, so the cutoff wheel gave a nice cut. I wasn't concerned about fire on the inside. And yes, this boat was a huge learning curve.
Also, first, you didn't have the right grinder, you remember?
Yeah, well, that's another thing, is that you can't use a little die grinder and cutoff wheel. You have to buy a clutch operated high speed cutoff grinder, so that if it does get stuck, the clutch kicks out and the grinder doesn't go flying across the parking lot, or worse yet, taking part of your arm off. So certain tools for certain jobs definitely have been learned the hard way.
Greg, hello from Nashville. You already mentioned, but it's going to be next week. That's what we hope.
I think St. Patrick's Day is a very good reason to have green beer.
Better than my birthday in a month?
Well,
I think so.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Sooner.
Oh, hello from Queensland, Australia. Hello from down under, I guess. The ETA splash time. Oh, yes, on a lithium battery / solar system. I have designed many systems over the years, oil rigs in Australia, in Angola, Africa, with solar and with certain wind power. The boat, perfect boat design in my mind, I use the AGM sealed cells for starting the engine and for starting the generator and for a backup house bank. And the lithium is for the basic house bank. That way I have a combination, and if I am in a problem, I can always switch back over to the AGM lead acid. And since thinking so strong about what happened with James and boats and sinking, I have redesigned the system this week so that 2 of the batteries will be going in the upper salon, and those 2 batteries will be feeding the bilge pumps.
Whose idea was that?
Please put the batteries in the kitchen.
Please put them somewhere in case if we have to swim.
Oh, good comment. Live splash day.
Maybe.
Maybe. Maybe we're gonna throw the cams down the engine room and see what happens.
Milwaukee made a skill saw that cuts steel. John saying.
Okay.
Also, someone said, have you considered mixing lead acid with lithium?
Yes, that's what I just said. Also, the boat, when we got the boat, it was being used for hauling re-rod steel back and forth from Florida to the Abacos Islands. He even pulled a 30-foot barge there twice. The boat he utilized as a workboat, and he would set the GPS for the island. He would go to sleep on the sofa. I know, and then he'd end up in the islands. So it did not have the correct anchoring system on the front. It did not have a bow pulpit. It did not have a correct dinghy davit system. And so those are the things that we had to design and integrate into the boat along with the hardtop. And it took almost 2 months to come up with the hardtop design because we didn't want it to look like a Wisconsin shithouse on top of the boat. And
yeah, that was my main concern.
We moved it even 2 degrees angle on the top. The rooftop made a change. And so for those that looked at the video, the top has 2 340-watt solar panels, and then there are 2 that slide all the way back to the Davit system that are 340, and then there's 2 one on the port and starboard that open up. So when we're at anchor, we will have over 2,000 watts of solar power, and then it all tucks away for being underway. So the hardtop also is a rain collection system. And when we have rain after the first 15 minutes and it washes off the panels.
But mostly it's a protection system.
It's for this.
Paul is saying hello from New Orleans.
New Orleans. Nola. Hello, Paul.
Clay's saying that the only guy that he knows is travel as much as you are CIA. Who did you work for again?
Oh, this is Paul.
No.
A field engineer doing installation of robotics and training for a company. So for 3 years, every Sunday, I would call into the office and ask which country I was going to. And I would fly to another country or another state or another location and spend 2 days to maybe 2 weeks, depending on the complexity, got the equipment running, and then call in again. I would come home maybe for 3 days every 6 months, put some wood in the fireplace, and then leave again. So, yes, I think I have, not think, I have over 2 million miles on American, 2 million on United. I was a road warrior, and I miss it. I love to travel. So I look forward to the boat being kind of a filler for that. Um, oh, one other thing we decided to do, we've had a lot of people asking us and asking that we start doing dentistry work wherever we travel. And, without going into details, it's a complicated, it's a very important profession, and it isn't something you can just do off the back of a boat. But we decided to put together kits of toothpaste, dental floss, teeth picks, a little word game. So effectively, we're going to start handing out dental hygiene kits to children. We have a place to go in Haiti. We have a place in the DR. We have a place in the Bahamas. So, what we're going to do is start providing that to the children and to adults to at least introduce them to, dental hygiene. And that's kind of a way that she's decided she can give back a little bit.
Yes.
And I can always weld in teeth if needed, I guess. What 10 o'clock. And what we wanted to do is not run over too much longer. So in the next 5 minutes.
If you guys have any more questions, send them our way here in the chat.
First country should be Key West.
Look, it's a great for the isolated islanders that you will meet. Exactly. That's our main idea. Hello, I'm past my prime in Laurel, Mississippi, but have enjoyed your family and honest explanations of your repairs and inventions, and wish you and your safe travels and happy motor sailing. Thank you, William.
Also when Katrina hit, I went with my father and we camped out at the base of I-10. We brought satellite phones to the coast, actually to the Marine, Coast Guard, and the military. Spent days with the St. Tammany Parish, helping people out, working as first responders. And so I have outfitted our boat with the same type of ability and equipment. So if there is a tsunami or if there's a storm or something happens, we will have the ability at least to go assist if we're in the right place at the wrong time. So
Larry's saying, I would like to help you with this project for these children. Thank you so much, Larry. We will have a little bit more information once we splash. Tom is saying that we are great. Thank you, Tom. Accounting step by step. Mike, you are here. Hello, Mike. Is it true that in reality, William has a team of 4 to 8 engineers with cue cards at the ready, so he always says the right thing? Mike from Miami.
Mike from Miami, being the engineer, I'm old school. I take notes, reference them. Boating is my passion, and I hated boats. I started flying, and I did many other things, but boating has just become an amazing passion of mine. The boating community, the people, the engineering challenges. Something's always broken, and I'm always bored to death. So, what I don't know, I definitely try to learn. And I'm looking forward to learning about boating in different countries and boating in different locations. And that's going to bring a whole new realm to us. And I'm clearly not going to go jumping off of tall buildings because
No,
I'm not doing so well this week.
you are not. Um,
All right.
Doug, did you do anything special to the surface of your steel, such as putting it into compression?
Okay. Because of the hotel and because of the metal work I've done over the years and the rigs, we would leave Houston with the rigs and haul them to Africa on the heavy lift, and they would get painted on the way over. So we never even painted them in the States because we used paint on those oil rigs that would not be allowed here. And the closest paint that I've found to what we used on the rigs is by Petit. It's called Rust Lock. It is the most amazing commercially available paint that I've encountered. You can, and it works best if you paint over light rust. It actually bonds molecular with the rust, and you can go the next day with a iron, a chisel, a scraper. You cannot get the paint off. And even if you're going to weld, you have to grind all that rust lock away. And when you open up a gallon can, you have to have 4-gallon cans empty, and you pour a little bit in each one and seal it. Because if you you're not can open again. It actually bonds with the metal. So every bit of our hull has been rust locked. It's been bead blasted and media blasted or ground, rust lock, then two-part epoxy, under waterline epoxy, but we've used it on the whole hull, and at least 4 coats of that two-part epoxy, and then 4 coats of bottom paint. On the top, then we utilized all fill and all grip paint. So we have sealed this boat the best possible, and we'll let you know as time goes on how well it's done.
Mike, thank you for another great show. Well, we hope we're gonna bring you more shows in the next, because we're gonna go back to producing the episode once a week, original schedule. So look out for that on Thursday.
Yeah, because we have patrons as well that are also helping us expect things.
Yes. Great live chat, fall protection, self-retractable lanyard, yo-yo, save a fall, be safe. It's to you, not to me. I knew it. Those are from the MIT guys, and I bet the network.
Yes, I do have sideband, actually 2 sideband systems on board, because I am also old school. And when everything all crashes and dies, I can use a sextet, I can utilize charts and maps, and a single sideband will be my buddy.
John said to you, "What I don't know, I make up."
You know what? Can't change that one bit.
William get Bill William get well. Today he was moving that rudder, and I said, "I'm so mad with you because this guy just can't sit still, no matter if he's injured or not. It's ridiculous." But what you can do. Mike, seriously, thank you too for the great advice on everything from where to buy aluminum, and I followed your advice to which paint to use and how to use it. Thank you. And you still haven't visited us, Mike.
No, I'm putting a roadblock up.
Spankings. I really enjoyed it. The information is great. Always learning. Thank you, Mike. It's another Mike. Be safe. Thank you. I like the live splash comment. Hint, hint. We might, if you guys want, but we would have to like put an announcement somewhere so you know where is it.
That means we'd actually have to splash on time.
Yeah, right. So maybe keep an eye next week for the updates.
Well, it's definitely going to be
on community tab. So I don't think we're gonna be doing the video before Thursday. So keep an eye on the channel. Maybe we'll go live with Splash.
Yeah. And
I'm afraid,
but check out that
disaster.
Check out that Telegram, because that phone is going to be on the bow, and either it's going to be sinking or it's going to be smiling.
Clay saying, please be careful so you can enjoy your beautiful boat and your beautiful wife and your beautiful life. Exactly. Thank you, Clay, so much. Awesome. Thank you, Michael. Thank you so much, guys.
Yes, this has been amazing. It's something we hadn't planned. And believe me, there's many days we look at each other. I'm not a video kind of guy that has to pause and wait for a camera and the battery to go dead and the drone to go flying up in the air. And I think we never argue about anything. Stop for a minute so I can catch that. I'm like, catch what? She says, now do it again. So
Exactly. Like when he's working, there's like not possible to record. And I said, well, if you don't want to record, then I'm not gonna stand here and record.
and then the scaffolding bounces and falls all the way down and hits the ground. I said, did you get that? No, the camera wasn't on. I'm like, what are you doing? So we do have a pretty good time of, we're also, guys, we're in an active boatyard. And you know that when you turn a camera on and you're trying to do something, that's when the forklift is there. It's when 4 people come up and start talking. It's like, oh, you're videoing? What's going on? And so, it's not very easy in the boatyard. I think it's going to be amazing when we're out traveling because 40% of our environment is going to be more controlled. But, we made an amazing thing. Ever get any boat work done, I'm going to give a plug for Hurricane Cove Marine and Boatyard.
Yeah.
These people are like family.
I was saying the other day that it would be pretty hard to leave this boatyard because we're gonna miss all the people here because they really became friends and family.
No, Raphael, Ramiro, Armin, Joel, Damien, Yorkie. I mean, these guys are experts in what they do. They are the best. And they can sit down at night and have 2 cases of beer the next day.
And though we can't afford them, it's nice to be friends with them.
It always helps to be an engineer because as I'm engineering things, and I've traded and swapped a lot of things.
Yes.
I mean, even with the forklift, they said, you want to use a forklift? There's the keys. And, that's invaluable on working. So, the beautiful thing is that bridges and different marinas, you always meet really cool people with boating. And,
Bernie's asking, when will you give a walkthrough to trawler? Well, when we're gonna move out from it and remove all our shit from it and it's nice and clean, now we're gonna do a walkthrough because right now it's not the place to be walking.
No. And
we have so many parts that we're and stuff here that we're like, oh no, how are we gonna even move that to Down Hunter?
And Yana just keeps saying, I just can't wait because our trawler is 3 decks. It's a fly bridge. It's a very large boat with a lot of room. It's almost 48 feet. And although our other boat is 55, it has much less surface of cleaning.
Bernie's so strict. Still no answer. Well, we don't know.
What's he wants to know?
Still no answer. He wants to know when is the walkthrough on the.
Oh, okay. So
Bernie, give him an answer.
I have something. We did a walkthrough and we did interior videos of the boat and exterior videos of the boat 2 years ago.
Yes.
So we have that, and we can shoot you a link so you can see what it is. I mean, I fell in love with the boat. We brought it down from New York, and it has an upper and lower helm station. This boat I thought was going to be the boat I was going to be on until I wasn't on any boats. So, but I also didn't ever imagine I was going to be marrying a beautiful Russian intelligent woman either. So we do have information and links and things about the boat.
Yeah. So we can send it to Bernie.
We have to send it to Bernie.
Yes, clearly.
I want the boat to go to someone. The boat, I can go and turn. It's got Cat 3208. Nothing.
To get 100 at this point, it's a lot of work yet.
So, and living on a boat, you have to keep it up because if you don't, there's nowhere to flush.
Clay, it was worth getting another boat. It was worth. Kind of.
Our lives and our decision was to stop a profession, stop both professions, and enjoy life together for a while. And so that steel boat, that's the reasoning for it. If we were going to just stay around the Bahamas, we would have kept the boat. So anyway,
Glenn, is it just me that seem to have a few breaks with the spin around thing? No, today internet something is kind of iffy. So it's what?
well. All right. I think that we're going to call it an evening. And
We're gonna do, if we're not gonna do a splash, though we want to, we probably will. But if not, we're gonna do another live once we both are a little better, and we do a longer live once we splash.
yeah, but the splash is going to be one of the vlogs anyway.
Yes, but we might do a live.
Yeah.
If we're gonna do a live, there's gonna be no vlog. I can't do live and record a vlog. Sorry, my abilities are not that.
All right. You can be. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you guys so much.
And you know, for those of you out there that we've been helping buy boats, it's been very interesting, and I'm happy to always spend somebody else's money.
Yeah, so if you are looking to buy boats, sometimes William does consulting. We've been receiving a couple of emails about that. And Florida is amazing about buying a boat because here is like all kinds of them available.
And parts.
And parts.
You know, you want something, you go across the street and you get it. You're not waiting forever. So cheers. This is only a coffee.
Cheers to you guys.
Cheers to everyone. Cheers to you. And thank you for sticking with us. And
thank you guys so much. And that's it. Oops. By the way, put a like on the video if you're logged in. That really helps the channel out. Or remember, you can check the Patreon, and if you want to join the Telegram chat and all of that good stuff. Thank you again. We go to sleep. These two sick people need to get some rest to get that boat splashed. Thank you so much for everyone who joined, and we see you soon.
Ciao.
Bye.